Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
Hey, welcome to Speaking of Horses. We're here at the Rocky Mountain Horse Expo, and we're having a great time here at the Rocky Mountain this year. And I have a very special guest right now. Robin Davis is my guest. I cheated. I know it's right there.
There you go.
But Robin has written a book about a very unique story. It happened to her and a group here in Colorado, but it's happening other places, about mining and the aftermath, what it does to affect the water and the horses and around it and everything. The book is called Uranium Warrior. Tell us briefly about the incidents that brought this on, and then how it led you to the book.
Okay, so the Uranium Mining Company approached us right after we had purchased this property and said that they were going to come on our land and mine for uranium.
And that's in northern Colorado.
Northern Colorado, yes. And actually at the same time there was another uranium mining company doing the same thing in southwest Colorado. So it was interesting, not the same company, but the same sort of process, the in-situ leach mining. And at first I thought, oh, well, I'm a nuclear power proponent. I wanted to go forward, so all right, show us your dog and pony show, right? And when we started looking into it, we saw all of the toxic elements that are left behind. It's not the uranium that's the issue, it's the toxic, the heavy metals that are left behind. In particular, selenium is the worst. So we started an effort by doing a press release, doing public meetings, talking to people about the uranium mining that wanted to take place, that they wanted to do in our area. And we had some legislators who took an interest in what we were doing and said that they wanted to try to help us however they could. And we ended up having legislation passed here in the state of Colorado, bipartisan legislation that protects the groundwater, just holding the uranium miners' feet to the fire.
See, that's the point I want to make. They told you that they could put it back to an acceptable level and they would do that and everything would be fine, and you were okay with that. The problem was they weren't living up to doing what they said, and all you did, paraphrasing now, was take the things they told you they could do and turned it into a law and said you could do it, do it. Okay, and that pretty much sums it up, right?
It pretty much does, yes.
So where does this stand now?
So now the legislation was passed in 2006, and the Uranium Mining Company did a little bit more with the EPA getting some of their permits, but then they just slowly went away. They just went away.
It's not the uranium that's the problem, it is the way that they actually, they told you that they were going to do this and they weren't doing it the way they said to put it back. So it's not the mining of the uranium, it's just the fact that if you said you could put it back and make it acceptable, you need to do so.
Absolutely. And in other states where they are doing it, they've never been able to restore the groundwater back to baseline.
So what this does affect, and then your groundwater is not, what does it do to the horses or the livestock that drinks the groundwater that is now altered?
So because of the levels of selenium especially that is left behind, the Uranium Mining Company told us that selenium was the biggest issue. And as most of us know who have horses or have looked into our own health, we know that selenium is a trace element that we need, right? But there's a very fine line where selenium becomes toxic. And selenium poisoning in a horse and other livestock looks like hair loss in the tail, mane and tail especially, cracking in the hooves. All that new cell growth is where the selenium just really attacks the horses.
So it really destroys that new cell growth, and eventually you've got a horse that's not functioning.
Yeah, they'll go blind, they become staggering, they get the neurotoxicity from it. Loco weed is a selenium-bearing plant, so if you can think of what happens to an animal after they eat loco weed.
That tells the story. So this happened in the area where you actually live, where your property is. And during the course of this interview, you've been looking at a few clips from Robin's property, and this is where it's at. And you can't see any of this, it just has happened. And it's very simple. You know, mining is necessary, the uranium is needed. Just do the things to put it back. We know you can do them. We know you should do them. Just do them and everybody will be happy.
Yep, do it consciously.
We want everybody happy, right, Robin?
That's right.
All right, again, my guest is Robin Davis. The book, Uranium Warrior. You need to pick the book up. Where's it available?
So it's on all of the places that you can get the books. Amazon, balboapress.com. It's through Balboa Press. You can find it on my website, which is journeywithrobin.com. And it is what I call my hero's journey, because it's the story of how I had to face my inner demons to be able to go out against the outer demons.
You gotta muster a little bit of intestinal fortitude to go after them, right?
Tell me, Wayne.
Sometimes it becomes the true David and Goliath story, right?
It really did.
Well, Robin, thank you for joining us and telling us this story. And get the book. She just gave me a copy, and I assume this is for me.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, absolutely.
And
I'll sign it for you later too.
We're going to go home and read this thing, and because it's just, you know, it's just being a good steward of the land. That's it.
In the water.
We all need what's in there. Just be a steward.
Amen.
Thank you for joining us on Speaking of Horses.
Thank you, Wayne.
Robin, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. We're here in Denver at the Rocky Mountain Horse Expo.
They are our family, and we only want the best for them. No standing water means clean, good tasting, algae-free, mosquito-free, and virus-free water. No risk of electric shock, no risk of fire from faulty wiring. Cool water in the summer, warm water in the winter. Water delivered fresh from the water supply at 50 degrees year-round. Drinking Post Water.
Equessentials Horse Care Products, a complete horse care package of all grooming, skin care, body care products, all from Equessentials. Developed by Dr. Tom Tweeton, these products are all tested and checked to make sure they're safe on your animals, horses, and in some cases dogs and the like. But you need to have Equessentials as a part of your tack box and routine. That's Equessentials Horse Care Products.